Category 1, problem identification and analysis. Part A, what do you know? Well, we know that this case study was in Slattery Steno High School, where affluent families, doctors, lawyers, partners in firms had students in the school district. We know that Mr. Harvey Smith has been the principal for 9 years there, works really hard at his job to keep the school in high regards. He likes to, like we all would probably want to do, hire the best applicant teachers. And Dr. Smith hired Miss Robin Tate as a science teacher, and this case study was on her second year of teaching. What we know about Miss Tate. Miss Tate was her first year teacher, and I think the case study was on her second year. She has a master's degree plus 1 year of postgraduate work. Her courses that she taught were zoology, botany, and genetics. She wanted to create a rigorous classroom with a priority in the academics. The parents and students were complaining about this over the course of the last 2 years. During her second year, a Facebook page was created that she found on a vacation, had negative comments about her and her class. The last comment that she read was one that said, "Who wants Miss Tate to disappear?" And she obviously felt threatened and contacted Dr. Smith about the website and comments. What do we need to know? What do we need to know? We feel that this is a credible threat. Do we feel that this is a credible threat? Are any of the posts mention anything like this? Can we find out who set up the site? I'd like to say that Facebook would help us out, but in all reality, I doubt they do. They're such a large company. So can we, our tech people, come up with something to help out with that? Maybe it's on a school computer that we could trace. Can we find out who sent some of the messages or the posts on the website that was created? If that's the case, can we see the threatening post? If the page was still active, maybe we can have maybe we can monitor it while it's active, not let anybody know, and just kind of secretly keep tabs on it. Has any of the students, including Mr. Hall, created or has been in trouble with cyberbullying before? Mr. Hall is who the Miss Tate thought maybe had done it. Kind of hard to jump to conclusions on that, but somebody to keep an eye on. And what is the school policy on situations like this? And then do we need to, it says police, not policy. Do we need to contact the police for help? What is the problem? Well, there's two problems that need to be addressed. First of all, the classroom management and stress involved in Miss Tate's room. At one time, there was some interactions going on, and nothing seemed to come of it. Did we follow back on that? Have we done anything else with that? Did Dr. Smith help with that? Then also the second one is the Facebook page, and Miss Tate not feeling safe. In her second year of teaching, is it going better than the first? Is she trying to change her class to benefit the students and make it less stressful? That, as an administrator, that would be our job to be in the classroom and help with that. How can Miss Tate feel safe again in the classroom and at home? That could be a problem. Will this be an ongoing problem, or is it an isolated event? Has it already stopped? Category 2, proposed plan of action. The plan of action I came up with. First of all, for the first one, with the classroom, work with Miss Tate, school resource officers, or policy to identify the threat, or if it was a joke, or what the case may be. Again, try to find the person or people behind the Facebook page, and also if we could find who made the comments. If it's still open, monitor the website, and then also contact our technology director and see if they can look at any of the history if it was made on a school computer or not. What we can do for the classroom. Well, we could schedule walkthroughs in Miss Tate's class more often. Come on, let's move here. We can I think what we need to do right away is add a second adult to the room, whether it be a para, a teacher, a co-teacher, something in the classroom, just so she can have another set of ears and eyes in the room. Work with Miss Tate on additional teaching strategies. Do we need to get a mentor? It's only her second year, so she hopefully has a mentor already in line, but we need to be working with the mentor. As a principal, we can work with that as well. Interview the kids from her class. We can always address some of the kids and see if maybe they have any information too. We need to talk to the technology department about cyberbullying. hopefully we have that in place, but if not, we definitely need to include that in our curriculum. And then we need to work, if they don't have, we need to work with the lessons and the teach cyberbullying to all students soon. Okay, the other part of the plan of actions, interview kids that have identified from the posts, ask students about the class, why they are so frustrated, and get a pulse of the class there. Field questions from the staff and parents. We might not want this to get out, but it will get out. So we need to be able to be ready for that as the questions come in from the parents and staff and what we're going to say. And what we need to do to keep Miss Tate's personal information safe, her safe, the kids safe, everybody involved. And then, Miss Tate might not be the only one that's getting this kind of action. So maybe we need to look into some of the other teachers as well and make sure this is an isolated event, not a district event. So follow up. So we can talk to a resource officer. Hopefully they'll have some help, whether we need to press charges if we find anything, if they have any information to help with us as well. Hard to press charges on somebody we don't know. So maybe they can help with maybe they have contacts or resources that we don't. Technology department could help with the same situation. Miss Tate and other teachers that report threats or negative comments, we need to make sure we have the data of that and we're keeping track. We've interviewed the students. We need to go back and check our notes, make sure they all make sense, make sure that it's not leading us to a path that we need to track down. If we have proof, if and only if we have proof of student or students, then we can follow the discipline action according to the district policy, but we can't do that without having some type of proof. Category 3, resolve the issue based on promoting the success of all students. Okay. Promoting the academic success and personal well-being of every student. Having a classroom that is both rigorous but fair and the kids feel they are learning and not being punished. It's a fine line. There is nothing wrong with Miss Tate having a rigorous classroom, especially the classes she teaches. But it has to be fair, and the kids have to know that they have a chance at getting the good grade. They just can't get frustrated. If we do frustrate, we need to change the way we teach. Again, we don't have to easy the material down, but we do have to evaluate how we're teaching the material. That way they can compete for the classes or the scholarship. For valedictorian and salutatorian was part of the problem. We need to teach about cyberbullying and appropriate uses of technology. Hopefully that's already in the system, but if not, we need to add that, and we need to add it soon. We don't accuse kids of anything unless we have the facts proving it. Let the students tell the story. More than likely, we're going to get a lot of information out of the students. So we need to be able to ask the right questions and gather the right information, but we can't accuse anybody of doing anything just because we think. Facts that help resolve the case. Second-year teacher that is learning how to teach. We need to help that person. We need to help all teachers that are first or second-year teachers, even third, or anybody that's new to the district. There's no reason not to have a mentor. Address the concerns of the parents and students sooner. Could I have helped with this? It sounds to me in the article that the parents have already voiced their concerns. So did the principal listen? Did the parents feel that they were listened to? Did the students feel they were listened to? If we could have done something earlier, maybe we don't get to this. Did Dr. Smith meet with Ms. Tate after he implemented or had her implement some of the ideas and they weren't working? Did you try again? What other steps did you try and implement? Some things we need to know. Hopefully we've kept data logs of the students in Ms. Tate's class to see if they've done anything else similar to this or have been in trouble before with disrespect to teachers. Category 4, what you're thinking, feeling, and valuing. Okay, thinking. What could I have done better and not let this get to this far? I mean, I think this comes back to the administration. If we had to listen to the students and the staff, the parents, and tried our hardest to work with the teacher, work with the students, work with the parents, I'm not sure we get to this step. But if I know I've done everything that I can do, maybe I can't take some of the blame, but I think we could do a pretty good job of not getting to this step. Part of that would be spending more time in the classroom. It doesn't say how much time he was in and out of the classroom, so maybe he was doing it, like what's recommended. But that's one thing that I hope I'm able to do is get in the classroom and see what's going on. So when the parents complain or kids complain, I've been there. I know what they're talking about. And then also follow up on ideas for better instruction. I think that's important to always follow up. Feeling, again, kind of going off the top part, but feeling that I need to do a better job of communicating with parents and students. I'm glad that the teacher, in this case, Ms. Tate, can call me with a problem. I hope that's a rapport that I have with the teachers, that they feel free to call me with concerns. Even on a holiday, that's okay. I have that rapport, so that's a good feeling. He was in the article, his ability to keep the cool head. I hope I had the same thing. He didn't jump off the handle and say, call the police. It was, let's make sure we have the facts and let's talk about this before we do anything else. So I thought that was a good thing and something I hope I'm able to do. Value. I hope that the teachers feel like I'm supportive of them, of valuing their opinion, their decisions. I'm showing and giving respect to all that are involved, from Ms. Tate to the kids, to the parents, to the resource officer, to the technology department, everybody that I involve in this class, we have to show respect to. And then finally, if something needs to be done and we're following the procedures that are in place and reflecting on these steps, making sure they're accurate, or if not, they need to be updated. Unresolved or open to further investigation. One of the things we talked about so far is how Ms. Tate's feeling and how we're going to handle the situation, but how are other teachers feeling? Again, have we had this before? Do they feel like we're doing a good job supporting them, making sure that we include them, not in the decision and not maybe in this case, but just include them, that we are there for them as administration. Again, has this happened before? Ms. Tate's only been there 2 years. Dr. Smith had been there 9. Is this something that's happened before? If the student was found or students were found, is the situation over, or could there be more? Can we do something more with our technology department by putting some kind of a lock on our computers or a filter? Do we need more training for new teachers? To me, in this case, yes, that would have been a helpful situation to do. I don't know, maybe it was already done, but that's something that I want to do as an administrator, is make sure our new teachers feel supported, and our veteran teachers that are doing a good job are the mentors to them. And then also, how can we communicate better with the parents? Review category 5, reflect on standard 5. Okay. Component 1, promotes the success of every student by acting with integrity. You listen to others, that's integrity. Listen to their concerns. You don't have to talk, you just have to listen, and then be able to follow back with those steps. Again, one of the things I think we did a good job on this was not jump to conclusions without facts. We can have opinions, but we can't really do anything until we have facts. So show that you care by being involved in classes and activities, being the person that's at the activities, being in the classroom. So it's not just a suit worn down the hallway. That we know that the principals, the administrators care about the kids and the teachers. Work with the technology department to go over the internet usage and internet use violations. Important part of being able to use technology in the classroom is knowing what's appropriate and what's not, the do's and don'ts. Component 2, apply knowledge that promotes the success of every student by acting with fairness. Show support to all staff and students, no matter what it is. Show them that you have their back, that you're there for their best interests. Promote positiveness in the school. If that's something we're trying to promote and it's contagious, I'm not sure, again, we get to this situation unless it's just really, really bad. But showing positive, hopefully get situations like this stopped. Ask others for ideas and help on situations that allow it. Maybe you've never had this situation before, so reach out to our colleagues and our mentors. We have to have a mentor too, and make sure we're handling this situation as best as we can. Again, if the student is feeling guilty of writing these phrases, follow the internet use policy. We should have a policy in place, and that's what it's there for. So we need to follow it. It might have been written before we become administrators. So we need to look over, agree with it, disagree with it, hash it out prior to a situation, and then whatever it is, we have to follow it. That's what it's there for. Components 3, apply knowledge that promotes the success of every student in an ethical manner. Have a building that treats everyone the same, no matter of the differences, no matter what's going on in the school, no matter who it is. We have to treat people fair and similar. Be fair and consistent with rewards, but also be fair and consistent with disciplines. Sometimes we don't do that, and that causes some upset parents and people, and a lot of phone calls. And then one of the last things is ask questions and listen to the answers before coming to a conclusion. So talk to your students, talk to your parents, talk to your teachers, but listen to what they have to say. And that is my case study. Thank you for listening.